Are you ready? All right, it is actually a minute after 5. Sorry, we're starting late. I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the October school board meeting, and I appreciate everybody coming out today and being a part of it. We're going to start things off with the Pledge of Allegiance, and that's going to be led by Indra Rodriguez. There she is right there. Come on up and do that.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. If you want to have a seat real quick, we'll holler back at you here in just a second, okay? Thank you. Okay. Do we have any changes to the agenda, Dr. Cleveland?
Yes, when we first sent it out, we were just a little bit hesitant, or a little bit premature. We added I believe it's E, if I can get my eyes to focus here. Don Tyson School Innovation Phase 2, Mr. Patrick Tenney. And we wanted to make sure that we also recognize that it's October is National Christmas Month. So we
Okay.
added C as well. So those are the only two amendments.
Board?
I make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Creek and a second by Mr. Emerson to approve the agenda as amended. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That brings us to the consent agenda with the school board minutes from last month and the out-of-district transfers. Does anybody have any questions about either of those items? If not,
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
we have a motion by Mr. Owenby and a second by Mr. Clinton Bell to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, I'm going to pass it off to Dr. Cleveland now.
We have a great young lady that led the Pledge of Allegiance from Archer. And are you going to have her come up now?
Yes, yes, come on back up now. We're going to brag on you here for a minute, so.
Sorry, we're trying to get who made the motion.
Oh, do you want to read about?
No, you go.
You want me to do that? Okay, hang on, I've got to find my sheet here. Do what?
I bet she could tell.
I was gonna say, yeah, why don't,
About yourself.
instead of me reading about you, why don't you tell us about yourself and what you're doing there at your school and what you want to do and all that? Go ahead.
My name is Indra Rodriguez. I'm currently attending Archer Learning Center. Right now, I'm doing work from home. I'm waiting for my baby to get into daycare so I can continue school. I want to graduate. After school, I want to become a barber. I really want to get into that. I'm also interested in the Down syndrome connection with Northwest Arkansas for my baby. Yeah.
So your favorite class?
My favorite class. I actually like history. I really enjoy history. I always thought school was not for me. I really didn't care about it until this year. After I had my baby, I really opened my eyes. I didn't get to graduate last year, so my goal is to really graduate, put everything I can, no matter what came into my path. And yeah, I really enjoy Archer. I'm really glad that I got to that point. They helped me in so many ways, Mr. French.
So you said you wanted to be a barber. Have
Yeah.
you looked into like local barber schools and things
Yes,
like that?
and Tawnytown, there's a barber designer stylist. I think I'm gonna get into that. That's the closest I can get to. So that's my goal. Get into it. I have not really looked into it, but I know I want to become a barber. It really catches my
Do
attention.
you know how long that process takes, or how all that works yet? Or you haven't had a chance?
I
to
have
check?
not, no, I have
Okay.
not looked into it. Damn.
So what schools have you gone to in Springdale?
I started at George Elementary, I then went to Joe Kelly, George Junior High. I got to Springdale High School, and from there, to recover my credits, I went to Archer, and they gave me the chance there.
That's a good path. All three of my kids followed that exact same,
So what
except
do
for
you
Archer.
What do you like about Archer?
Even though it's a small environment, the teachers there will do anything to make sure that you're good. Not only myself, but towards my other people. They make sure that you have the help you need. I really wasn't someone to speak up. I never wanted anyone to worry about me until this year. I knew that they were there, and if it wasn't for them, I would not be standing here.
So what do you have to complete, like how many credits to graduate?
I have 7 more credits.
So very doable
Yes,
before the end of the year.
yes, I can do it.
Okay.
See you in May
Yeah,
then?
we'll see you in May, for
We
sure.
look forward to handing you a diploma.
Yeah,
I would
hopefully.
just encourage you to start looking into barber.
The barber.
things and see if maybe even, scholarships or nonprofits that could help you with that as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
But we look forward to seeing you in May.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes,
What's your baby's name?
Gianni Sanchez.
Do you have a picture?
I do.
Silly question.
Isn't it funny how when you have a child, your dreams change?
Everything changed. Well, he's my lock screen. I don't know if you can see him. No, I need a better picture.
That's the way technology works. When you want it to work, it does not work.
This is Gianni. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, very nice. Little.
Yeah,
How
he's
old?
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, we appreciate you being here, and like I said, we look forward to seeing you in May. One of us will be handing you a diploma, hopefully, if you do what you're supposed to do. And hopefully you'll get a chance to go to barber school and realize all your dreams.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thanks. Okay.
We got some celebrations, if that's okay.
Go for it.
The National Merit Semifinals. Mike Fontanopoulos, I'd like to introduce him to come to the podium, please.
Hello, Mr. Hutchinson. Hello, school board. Hello, Dr. Cleveland. So tomorrow, in the state of Arkansas, our top juniors in the state of Arkansas are going to take what is known the PSAT National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test, or the NIMSQUAT, the PSAT NIMSQUAT test, big mouthful. What they're going to do when they get done with that test, it'll be scored, and the top 0.5% of those students in the state of Arkansas will then be considered a National Merit semifinalist. Tonight, we're going to give applause to those students that represent Springdale Public Schools who were last year's juniors, obviously this year's seniors. They've been named the National Merit semifinalists, and we have 9, which is the most we've ever had in our school district. And so without fail, let's go ahead and get them up here and let them see. I think there's a picture of them if we click that along. There they go. And so Eli Wetzel from the School of Innovation, come on up. And then Sophia Barnes, Lauren Peters, Christian Crockett, Evan Paul, Nate Kingsbury, James Myers, and Max McDonald. And Knox Graham would normally be here, but he's actually involved in a, say it again?
Political something.
You would be close, Kevin. You would be close. He's actually applying for a college. And so I told his mother that we'll see him in the spring when he's a finalist. So if we can get you guys to line out, come on down here, away from there. Come on down.
So have they taken their test to find out, or to determine if they're going to be finalists yet? Have they done?
They have not. That is the process that they're underway right now.
Okay.
many of them probably won't have to do that simply because they've already scored such a high ACT. But if they need to, they'll certainly do that. But their counselors are going to walk them through those processes as well. And so at this time, I would like for Dr. Cleveland to call each one over with their plaque and get a picture with each student and Dr. Cleveland. That'd be cool.
Okay, cool. Christian Crockett. Sophia Barnes.
Is it spelled correct? We'll worry about that.
Of course, this is not, so he's not here. I can hang that on my wall. Nathaniel Kingsbury. I've known Nathaniel for a long time. Makes me feel short. Maxwell McDonald. Lauren Peters. Evan Hall.
Good job, Evan.
Dr. Meyer. James Meyer. I call him James. Eli Weston. Give these guys a hand.
Evan, why don't you start us off? Where are you headed next fall? So far as you think now, where might you go? What might you do?
My top choice of college right now is Purdue University to study aerospace engineering.
Awesome. What's your favorite class? What's your favorite subject? I guess you could say.
Math.
Math.
Favorite class this year, I really like calculus.
Okay. Calculus BC.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Eli, where might you be going in the fall next year?
I'll most likely be going to Missouri S&T.
That's right. Talk to us about that. What's that school? What do you want to do there?
I'd like to study computer science.
Okay. Okay. Christian, how about you?
I'm planning to go to Oklahoma State to study aerospace engineering.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State University.
Gonna be a cowboy.
Yep.
A poke.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Max, what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go?
I want to go to the University of Alabama to study to become a lawyer.
Okay. What kind of law? Have you got that in mind yet?
Not yet.
No?
The legal kind.
The legal kind. Okay. Nate, how about you?
I'd like to go to UCLA and be a computer programmer.
Yeah? UCLA.
Yeah.
That's a long way from here, young man.
Yeah, it is quite a trip.
Yeah. Okay. But you spend some time out there every now and again, I know. Jake, what are you gonna do?
I'd like to go to TCU and study finance.
Okay. Now, why TCU? What's going on in TCU? What got your attention down there?
Good scholarships, good school, warm weather.
There you go. There you go. Who's next? Lauren, what are you going to do?
I want to go to Vanderbilt or U of A.
Vanderbilt or U of A? What do you want to try and do?
Pre-med.
Oh, really? Have you got a medicine that you'd like to practice in mind?
I really like orthopedics.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Sophia, how about you, young lady?
I currently have no plans.
No plans. Blank slate. The tabula rosa. Well, it'll get filled in.
Got a top three or anything? No, nothing? Okay. That's
Well,
okay.
a couple of things come to my mind is this doesn't happen by itself. This doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens because they've got great parents. That happens because they've got great teachers. Happens because leadership is providing, and there's just vision. And I'd like for the teachers, if there's teachers in this room that have taught these kids, if their parents are here, and the leadership in their building that are here, to please rise. So we can acknowledge. That's what we mean by it doesn't happen by accident. Also, it doesn't happen by accident because you've got leadership like Dr. Marcia Smith, who a few years ago hired somebody and said, we really want to get our numbers up, our big audacious goals. We would like to get our number of kids that are national merits up. And this is the first group of kids that I got to work with back in the 7th grade. And it's just intentionalism. It's just being intentional. And it started with Dr. Smith, and I think a little bit of her vision in that regard. So that's kind of way cool. So anyway, we'll see you guys in the spring because all of you will become from semifinalist to finalist, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they will.
I have to say, and all the people you're recognizing, and I agree with that, because parents and teachers, they have really poured into these kids, but you got to give these kids credits. 'Cause
Absolutely.
We parents know that we can encourage, we can threaten, we can do all the things, but if these kids don't put in the work themselves, it
Ms.
doesn't
Creek, you're
happen.
exactly right. You're exactly, one loud, rousing applause for that. You're exactly right.
The fun of is also, what's cool about it is, you said this was the most we've had.
This is it, our biggest
So that
class.
means the bar is there now.
The bar's there.
So that means
The sky's the limit.
sky's the limit, right?
That's right.
No pressure, we need 10 or 11 next year.
Thank you, sir. Intentional. That's exactly right. Moms and dads, we're gonna get some pictures outside if y'all wanna join us.
Great job, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
Good job, Evan.
No one said Arkansas, that's crazy. No one was from Arkansas. One, maybe.
Good job, Dad.
Thank you, guys.
It's you. It's
So,
you.
yeah.
All right.
Justin, we've got some more winners in the house tonight. I'd like to introduce Coach Wayne Stellick, our athletic director. He has a very special presentation and recognition this evening.
Is security here because of the golf team?
Yes.
I want to introduce the three-time state champion, three-time conference champion, HAR-BER girls golf team and their new coach, Tim Rippey. Come on up here, everybody. So I wanted to say just a little bit about this team who has worked extremely hard this year to obviously win these great titles. I think they felt a little bit of pressure this year because everybody just kept asking them, are you going to win state this year again? And it wasn't as easy as just showing up and doing it as we figured out throughout the season. Every match this year we had to battle, and I think that really paid off in the conference and state tournament. We blew the field away by a whopping 1 stroke in the conference tournament. We came out on top over the Fayetteville Bulldogs, which is always a good thing. By 1 shot, it came down to the last hole. And with our team watching and coach almost not being able to watch and pacing, Lauren Milligan, one of our seniors, poured in the final putt, and we had a 1-stroke victory. And so we got to celebrate after the first day of the tournament. And if you're not aware, the conference tournament and the state tournament are held in the same location. And so it's a 36-hole cumulative score for the state championship. And so we had a 1-stroke lead going into day 2. About 4 hours into the last round, they unfortunately switched to digital scoring this year, so you know exactly where you're at. It's a good thing and a bad. It's bad for the coach and the players because I think they feel a lot more pressure being able to check that. But with 5 holes to go, we had a deficit of 5 strokes. And Fayetteville was ahead of us by 5 strokes with 5 holes to go. We had 3 golfers remaining on the golf course, and but our kids did not panic. And I thought it was really showed a lot of maturity in that last 5 holes. And we talked about it with each kid going in that this part of the golf course is hard. Par is a good score. Stick with your game plan. Finish strong. All the things. And they did exactly that. We watched as we made pars. Par, par, par. 2 or 3 holes in a row. All of a sudden we had a 3-stroke lead with 2 holes to go. Just like that. And Fayetteville was no longer in second place, but third place. And Bentonville had climbed into the second place spot. But we got to play the last hole knowing we had a 4-stroke lead and wound up winning by 5 strokes. So a lot of accolades goes to these kids and the work they put in this year to prepare to do that. They started in really last May preparing and their whole lives with you can't just start golf in 9th grade and be really good at it. And so their parents have poured into them throughout their life, just as the previous speaker was saying. You can't do it without their family being committed and getting them on the golf course. And I'm just lucky enough to be their coach. So thank you for giving me that opportunity. And I have asked each kid to come up and introduce themselves. Feel free to ask them a question if you'd like. And also to tell you kind of their favorite part about this year. And something more than just a generic, we won again. So hopefully they'll tell you something about the year that really stuck out to them. So I'll turn it over to the girls. Come on in.
My name's Lindsay. My name's Lindsay Crowder. This is my first year on the HAR-BER golf team. And I just like really meeting the girls this year. They're all super nice and supportive.
What class are you? What, sophomores? Juniors?
Sophomore.
Sophomore, okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from?
Well, I just joined the golf team this year.
Okay, you've been at HAR-BER just first year.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Great.
I'm Allison Williams, and this is my second year on the HAR-BER golf team. This year, one thing that really stood out to me was how we all actually came to practice this year. Because the past year I was on the team, some people just completely skipped practice, and the fact that everyone came and we actually had a lot of fun together really stood out to me.
So you're a junior then, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a junior.
My name is Lydia Parsley. I am a freshman, so I'm not quite at HAR-BER yet. My favorite thing about this year was how welcoming these girls were, with me being the youngest, and you just don't see that a lot with every team, so it was really nice.
I'm Kinley Couch. I'm a senior. This is my 3rd year on the golf team, so I've been with them for the past 3 years. My favorite thing about this year was just we all got closer and just became really good friends. And just going to the tournaments, it was just playing with a lot of friends, so it was pretty fun.
As a senior, what are your plans for after high school?
I want to major in elementary education.
Yeah, awesome.
So I don't know where yet, but that's the plan.
Well, don't forget about us.
Kinley also plays the tuba in the band.
Great. It's as big as you are.
My name's Alexa Burkett. I am a sophomore, and this is my first year being on the team. And I think my favorite part about this year was the bonds we all made and being able to help my seniors win another state tournament was a really good feeling because we've all gotten so close this year, and it's really been a fun time going to practice together and spending a lot of close time together.
Sorry guys, that's kind of a big trophy. For the people in the back if they want to see it, there you go. I'm Lauren Milligan. I'm a senior, and this is my 4th state win. I was a freshman at Bentonville my first year of playing high school golf, and they got me a win, but they don't really like to count it, but I still count it. And my favorite thing about this year was the work ethic of all the girls. And, you know, they were willing to put in the time, willing to put in the effort. Like, yeah, we had fun, but, you know, we also put in the time and the effort to get better, to be able to reach the goal we wanted of winning state. And that's what I really enjoyed about this year.
What are your plans?
I recently announced my commitment to Rogers State University in Claremore, Oklahoma. So I'll be continuing my golf path there.
And did you win some individual honors this year?
Yes, I got all conference and all state, and actually tomorrow, me and Coach Rippey are headed down to Little Rock for my overalls practice round. So,
Where at?
Pleasant Valley and Little Rock.
That'll be fun. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you. I can hold it.
I can hold it. No, it's fine. It's okay. Hey, my name is Lauren Moore, and I am a senior. It is my 3rd year on the golf team, and to me, my favorite part of this year was just, again, the bonds that we formed together. It felt like just like one big family, and it was very good to play with people and meet new friends and bonds that will last a while. And winning state was fun too.
And your plans as a senior?
I want to go to the U of A next year in the fall. Major in speech pathology. So, yeah.
Sandy Ingram's right behind you.
Did anybody else win any individual awards?
Charlie Horton couldn't be here tonight. She's traveling on a family trip, but she was all conference and all state as well. We have to finish in the top 15% for all conference and the top 10% to make all state. And so we had 2 kids that were in the top 6 individually, and Charlie is a junior. So she's speak up for her as well.
Well, that's awesome. So we're going to see you again here next year? It's getting to be a tradition. Yeah, all right. No pressure, Coach.
That's right. That's
All right.
Yes, there is.
Well, I will say we had one this year that wasn't going to let us lose. So great leadership, and had us all in tears the night before the tournament started with a great speech, and that leadership is amazing to have on a team. And so we're going to miss these seniors greatly, but definitely big goals, big audacious goals for these younger kids to step up and live up to. So we're excited for the challenge.
Did she give the same speech 5 holes from the end?
In my head.
It's not over yet. Come on, we can do
That's
it.
pretty impressive to go from 5 down to win it by 5. That's a 10-stroke swing. That's pretty dang good. So, great job. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for honoring our team.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Are there any parents here? Parents? Parents, stand up. Hey, you're a big part of this. Well, good luck to y'all.
Coach Rippey, we're going to have to work on your vertical.
That wasn't the peak of the.
Oh, okay. You were coming down or like,
yeah,
or on your way up? Okay.
So it's the timing, not the vertical, the timing.
All right, good job,
Great
ladies.
job.
Big trophy. Congratulations.
Sounds like they have some culture going on.
That's a fun group. That is a fun group. Speaking of fun groups, Mr. Hutchinson School Board, October is National Principals Month. And as you know, we have several of those in our district, and there are a few here tonight. If you're a principal, would you stand up? We're going to clap for you. I see you back there. So if you're a principal in here, we're going to clap for you, and you're going to be representative of all the rest of us, okay?
All right.
Dr. Paul Greek, Ms. Kelly Boris, and Dr. Colby Davis. So thank you for being here tonight. So we're going to celebrate the principals all month, and I hope they're ready. Next, we have a really fun award that's no surprise to me, probably a surprise to him. I'd like to introduce Ms. Andy Ingram. She's our Director of Special Ed and Other Services, and she's got a special announcement to make this evening.
So Dr. Cleveland and board, I just want to thank you for having us here tonight, and thank you for giving me the honor to introduce you to Jose. Luna. Jose is a school psychology specialist for our department, and this is his first year in this role, but he actually started with us last year working as a school psychology intern for the district. And from day one, it was evident to our team that he was beyond amazing, and his heart and his passion for serving all learners has been evident from day one. And because of this, his team and then his building teams nominated Jose for the Rookie of the Year award for the state of Arkansas for their state organization, which is the Arkansas School Psychology Association. Did I get that right? Okay. And he was nominated for that, and then a couple weeks ago, Jose actually won the Rookie of the Year for the whole entire state for school psychology, and we are so excited for him, and we can't wait to see all the other great, amazing things he does. So he's a pretty awesome guy, and has been a great asset to our team. So, thanks.
Tell us about your experience.
My experience. So school psychology specialist, it's a 3-year program. I completed it at UCA, 2 years of coursework, and then a 1,200-hour internship that I completed here at Springdale. And then they were kind enough to keep me, and so I do the best I can in the role that I play. I bring a talent with my skill in bilingual in Spanish, and so that's obviously an area of need in our school district, and when it comes to evaluating students to their fullest potential. So.
I got to tell you, Board, though, I thought I was interviewing him. He actually interviewed me.
It's that psychology
That's
thing.
psychology.
Reverse psychology.
So what brought you to Springdale?
They invited me. There was some good recruiting. I had options, obviously, all the big school districts up here, some in Central Arkansas when I was down there in Conway. But they invited me to an in-person interview compared to other school districts, and I was able to come and meet the team. I learned that they had recently won the best school psych team in the state at that time as well, or close to that time. But really the population that I would be serving here, I felt like I could bring something that was maybe needed. Some of my prior experiences, they weren't, what did I tell Andy? That I feel this team takes some brave steps that sometimes are scary to make, but once we make them, we prove ourselves that we're going in the right direction, and then others tend to follow. And so that was a big piece. We evaluate with iPads. There's a lot of schools that still don't evaluate with iPads, so that makes our job a lot easier, but really just the population. And, they always don't like to hear this, but if I ever do go back to my home school, they have a high population of Hispanics and a high population of Marshallese. And so I wanted to gain that experience as well, because it's not the easiest thing evaluating students for special ed when they have other circumstances that may be impacting their educational performance.
And where is home?
Well, I call home D. Queen, Arkansas, but I'm originally from Mexico. So.
D. Queen.
Go Leopards.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
You can't leave, so you're
That's
stuck.
what I thought.
Home is Springdale.
Y'all will keep me.
That's right.
I can tell you Conway does not have the population we have.
No, that's why I didn't stay.
Well, thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Being here.
Next, Mr. Hudson, we have a very unusual presentation now. I'd like to invite Mr. Patrick Tenney, President of Baldwin Shell. He may have some partners he wants to introduce as well. As you know, we've seen Mr. Tenney around a time or two. He's built a few things for us, and they submitted. They submitted for an award for Don Tyson School of Innovation. It's heavy.
So good evening, Mr. Hutchinson, Board, Dr. Cleveland. Thanks for allowing me a few minutes here with our team. There's an industry association called American Association of Builders and Contractors. Association of Builders and Contractors, an Arkansas chapter we're active in. And they have an annual program where companies like us are able to submit projects we've done for recognition and awards. It's called the Excellence in Construction Program. And so we put together a packet and submitted Don Tyson School of Innovation Phase 2 in the category of projects from $35 to $40 million. It's a fairly lengthy submission, detailed submission you put together with photography and describing, aspects of the project, interesting processes, features of the building, stuff like that, unique characteristics, unique challenges. And anyway, it was selected as an award winner, and we're very happy about that. And so we wanted to bring it here tonight and present it to Mrs. Bortz and of course the district. And let me just talk about a few of the aspects of the project that kind of made it unique and different for us. It was, for those of you who may not recall the details, it was about 185,000 square foot addition to Phase 1. We started in the fall of 2018. It was delivered in a fast track process, meaning that we didn't bid it all out at once in one big bid project and then just gave a number to Dr. Cleveland and started. We had 9 different bid packages to process through because of the way we were having to complete the drawings and still get the project started. And that all worked successfully. It required a lot of coordination on the part of this team and others that are not here. And of course, we were working on a live campus with 2,400 students, and that presents challenges of its own in terms of keeping construction traffic and workers separate from the students and school traffic. And that was a very arduous and detailed process that we worked through. Anybody remember the tariffs that hit back in that time? That kind of went crazy and material prices were spiking. So we got creative and figured out ways to order certain materials ahead of time earlier than we normally would have, such as lighting and electrical equipment, electrical gear. And then I guess everybody remembers the pandemic, right? So that hit in the latter stages of the project. And in March of 20, we implemented our pandemic management plan, put it in effect really company-wide and of course specifically on our projects. And that, that told us how we could manage our traffic and do social distancing and precautions we had to take to keep our workers safe, students, school staff safe. We had minimal downtime from that. We did have some times where some workers would be lost for a number of days, but we always managed to work through that. Over 38,000 man-hours were put in place on that campus to get it built, and we had 0 recordable accidents, and that's always a very good feat. That's something we're very proud of. It doesn't just happen either. Like someone mentioned earlier, it takes a lot of effort to make that happen. Anyway, it all culminated in the fall of 2020 when we opened the school up. I've got a few slides here, if I can make this work, and I won't try to describe them, but of course, just some construction photos. There you can see the PAC in its early stages. Of course, the nice front entrance, courtyard. Nice aerial shot of the whole thing in conjunction with Phase 1. So it's now combined, I think it's about a 329,000 square foot facility. Nice front lobby of the PAC. I'm sure you all are all familiar with it. The learning stairs, that was really an exciting component that our team enjoyed putting together. Final product of the PAC, we're really proud of that. We keep a portfolio of different project types, not only K through 12, but also subsets of PACs, and this is obviously one that we feature strongly. And then I forget what that area is called, but I'm sure y'all recognize that. And it shows the nice lighting, the linear diffusers, the ceilings. A little little bit more of the same, and you can see the view out into the courtyard. And I'll back it up. But anyway, we were really proud to be involved in the project and proud of our relationship with the district. We cherish it, but we wanted to come here tonight and recognize our team and present this trophy to Mrs. Bortz. And let me introduce our team. Bobby Welsh was the superintendent. He's on site, boots on the ground, the cliche. Cameron McKay was our project manager. He was there all the time as well. And Tanner Campbell, yeah, your name's Campbell. Tanner Campbell was one of our assistant superintendents on the site. And of course, we worked hand in hand with the school facilities bunch. Jeremy's here. I don't know if Brian's here or not, but appreciated working with them. And Mrs. Bortz was a joy to work with. And so with that, if we can just gather and let me present this and maybe grab a photograph. That's the best place for us to gather. Over here. Guys, come on.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate you being here. Okay, I saw Mr. Ellis come in. Mr. Ellis, come on up. Dr. Smith, if you'd like to, you certainly can as well. They've both worked in tandem to develop curriculum for our technical math, and they have it to present to you this evening.
Good evening, Board. So appreciate your time this evening. I wanted to come before you. Have a packet in front of you regarding technical math for college and career content standards. So I'm here to seek approval for a credit by mastery for technical math. So what this is going to do is allow our students who are in CTE programs an option. There's a lot of math that's already embedded in that curriculum. So it's going to give them an option to prove mastery by summative assessment, which is in blue, and that's phase 1. And then in phase 2 in the red, there's a practicum, which is basically a problem-based approach. So you'll solve it in 2 methods, from a summative point and then from a mastery standpoint of a practical world application. So what this will do is allow our students, typically, as they're required 4 math credits, this will give them an option to get that out of the way and open up a time frame where, as they become a senior, most of our seniors need 1 math credit or a English credit. So that's one of the hurdles that we're looking to remove so that we have more time for them to potentially go into a workforce environment and have that application where they can either earn while you learn, or if they're pursuing some articulating credit through a college avenue, we have those avenues opened up for them through this technical math credit.
What looks easy on paper is really very difficult and arduous. And the process of going through the state to get approval is also difficult. But they've done some excellent work, led by Dr. Smith, Mr. Ellis, Ms. Tisher, and others.
This has been submitted to the state for approval, and part of this is coming before you for approval. So we've gone through the frameworks and combed that and basically created the crosswork to get that approved through the state as well.
I love it. Everybody should be able to do this math.
Yes, ma'am.
Board, does anybody have any specific questions about this? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I make a motion that we approve the technical math curriculum by demonstrated mastery as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Mrs. Creek, a second by Mr. Ramos to approve the technical math credit. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you. That's a big deal.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Appreciate your hard work on this.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Now we have Mr. Jones.
That's-
Oh, John's here. John Steele.
Conversation upstairs about that last couple weeks ago. It's like, why are you teaching kids like
Evening, board. It's my first time speaking to you all. Taking pictures, but my name is John Steele Cooper, and I'm the new Assistant Director of Communications here for the district. I had the privilege of being the festival director for Ozark Media Arts Festival for this year. So this festival is a program provided by the Springdale Public Schools Office and is held annually in Springdale, downtown Springdale. Yes, please refer to our program there for any further details of the festival. But our purpose is to connect education with media arts industries in the industry. So we try to connect students with local video production companies, local photographers, and news organizations. This year, we had nearly 600 attendees with 20 programs from around the state of Arkansas on the 4th and 5th, or the 5th and 6th, sorry. Tonight, we want to recognize the stellar excellence and work and accolades of the Springdale School media programs. On screen, you'll see two photos that won the on-site competition from the Springdale High Schools. In total, Springdale schools, this is all three, actually four schools won with 17 awards in the program. Representing Springdale High School is Susie Swearingen with Springdale High School winning 8 awards, including five first place finishes. Mrs. Swearingen, would you like to introduce one of your students?
Thank you for having us and for recognizing our media programs. I represent Springdale High School in our TV and our graphic design and our yearbook and newspaper programs. This is a senior, Emma Oliver, and she is editor of my yearbook and a very talented photographer. So.
Hi, my name is Emma Oliver. I'm a senior at Springdale High School, and the picture that's displayed on the screen with the flowers would be my picture that I took alongside with Hallie Lutard and Kaylin Hayter. And I was very pleasure to get first place in creative photography.
Was that somewhere downtown?
Yeah, it was just on the side of a sidewalk. There was a hole in the wall, and we stuck flowers and in the wall and took the picture and submitted it.
Easy as that.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Good job.
Next, I'd like to recognize the HAR-BER program, where they had 3 winning submissions, with 2 being first place. Unfortunately, Ms. Hamilton could not be here. She's currently live streaming volleyball, so she's hard at work for the district right now. Next, let's celebrate the Don Tyson School of Innovation Phoenix TV. They are awarded the video program of the year. And this is a prestigious award that showcases Don Tyson as best of the Midwest. Please welcome Craig Pasquinzo for a few comments.
Good evening. Thank you for letting us be here. My name's Craig Pasquinzo, and I have the immense pleasure to work at Don Tyson School of Innovation and in their digital media department. I brought 2 students here with me. We were fortunate in this event to place first and an event recap, which is a very difficult. We're spanning the whole Media Arts Festival from the time that it starts and producing a package that ends the next day. And so they're doing a lot. They're doing all on-site shooting and editing, and they came in first place. These 2 guys did, and I want to thank them for their hard work. They were a part of another team who was unfortunately not able to be here tonight. But without these kids and their motivation and the support of our administration, Ms. Bortz, I'm lucky to have her here tonight to allow us to do these things. It's huge for our kids, and it's huge for industry and for their futures. So come on up. I've got a 9th grader here, David Bodie, and an 11th grader, Michael Ariel. So come on up and say hello.
Hi, I'm David Bodie. I am in the 9th grade. This is my 2nd year in the Phoenix TV program. I transferred kind of in the middle of the semester last year, and I've loved it ever since.
Hi, I'm Michael Ariola. I'm a junior. Crazy how time flies. This is my 3rd year doing Phoenix News and AV Tech class.
Michael, my sister is a part owner in the Pines Pumpkin Patch, and she called me the other day and said, this kid, Michael Ariola, wants to come and film out here. What are you thinking? I said, I think you better tell him to come on.
Yeah.
Great job, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, you've heard from some of our high school representation of the festival. We also allow some junior highs to join, and we want to give a shout out specifically to Dana Wright at Central Junior High. One of her students won 1st place in the Instagram challenge. So they were really excited. They probably cheered the loudest when they found out they won the award. But they were the only junior high to place, and they won their division. So, but thank you so much for supporting our Media Arts Festival. Check out the program. There's information on how to get to our YouTube page, and you can check out. Right now, I have all the winners in video posted for them. I'll be posting the 2nd and 3rd places this week. So check out the great work these students are doing. It's really inspirational. Thank you for your time.
I tell you, I attended the Ozarks Media Arts Festival, and it really was a job interview for several days. And these kids are so talented, and people were there to find the talent to hire them later, creating portfolios. It was very exciting. Well, got Mr. Donnell to introduce. I tell you, Mr. Hutchinson School Board, what you're seeing in front of you is a result of your dedication and your determination for us to be safe in our district. And so, Mr. Donnell has led this effort to hire these wonderful people, and I know several of them, and I look forward to getting to know more of them over time. Mr. Donnell?
Thank you, Dr. Cleveland, members of the board. I just want to give you a quick update on where we are with CSSOs before I introduce all these great people right here. We have now currently hired 11 CSSOs. 9 of those 11 have completed their 60 hours as required by the Arkansas State Police and passed their final examination. Also, we've sent off for 9 to receive their commission card from the Arkansas State Police, so that should be happening soon. As soon as that comes in, then they will also be armed. They'll be able to have the ability to be armed once that card comes in and approved. All CSSOs have cleared the Arkansas State Police background check and the FBI background check, and they've also all passed a 567 question psychological examination. And that's pretty impressive. I know when I gave that to you all, you were like, what is this all about? But it's also, it's been through a psychologist out of Little Rock. And then also all are working on completing their CDL process. We have several that are already driving that had their CDLs, so that's been a really good addition for our school district. And I want to commend Dr. Cleveland for having that vision. That's been a really great thing. And as part of that, they'll go through their vision and hearing screening, their physical examination, and then also a drug screening, which they'll also have random drug screenings throughout the year as well. One current CSSO is exempt from the CSSO training because he's a current Washington County deputy sheriff, and so he won't have to go through that 60-hour training because he's been through the academy and everything, a lot more extensive training. And then also one missed our initial training, but we will pick up with Ms. Waxenfelter on the 24th, and then she will be a fully commissioned CSSO. Just to kind of give you where we are currently, we've hired 11. We have 3 in process. That makes 14, and we'd like to have 4 more in process before the October 24th, so that we have 7 that go through that second round of training, which will bring us to 18. Okay, so that's where we are right now, and I'd like to introduce, if you all stand up for me, please. I'm also going to introduce, just kind of give you a little background on how we did this. When we first started this process, we knew that we were going to need some lead people to kind of lead and supervise, okay? So we found some great leads, but I want to tell you, we started off with Team 1. I've told this story to Mr. Bell. We started off with Team 1 and Team 2, and then it was kind of hard to go Team 2.
right? And so we changed that to Team A and Team B, and it was still hard to kind of go Team B. So we were like, fine, we're going to do blue and red, and we're just going to land on that. So that's what we did. So we have a west side team and an east side team, and we're really proud of these. This is Mr. Dale Teague. He's in charge of our blue team, and he is amazing. We'll get into a lot more details about their experience and stuff when we have our board luncheon tomorrow. Lunch and Learn, and then this is Mr. J.D. Farrell. I'm going to come around here so I can see everybody. Mr. J.D. Farrell is also, he's our red team lead. He has an extensive background in law enforcement, or fire and military as well. And then we have Don Cobb, Matt Venable, Kivit Connor, Sue Waxenfelter, Ashley Shipp, Brett Coggins, and David McGee. If you'll come on up here on the front so everybody can see you too. These are some outstanding individuals that, and I'm going to say what Brett said earlier. We were all in there and we were assigning keys and things, and I said, and they have a training, youth mental health training at the co-op this Friday, and I sent them some directions on how to sign up. It's kind of a process, isn't it? You have to, make an account, then you have to sign up, and you have to register, you have to put the PO number in. It's this big process, and I said, raise your hand if you have been successful at signing up for the training on Friday, and show them what you did. You all raised your hand. I was like, yes, that is so awesome. And I said, that is amazing. I'm so proud. And you want to say what you said?
I said, we're not a team, we're a family, and that's what family does. We work together to get something done.
They work together to get all that done, and so I'm super proud of this team. They really come together as a team. I came several times during the training, especially the last day during the active assailant training that we had at Knapp Elementary, and just really great training that they've been through. I'm excited about them being in our schools. I did have couple little comments I want to tell you. I've had emails from them, texts from them that said, hey, I've had other jobs in the past and I've never been around kids, but God put me where I need to be because I love being around kids. That was a text I got. I also had a person tell me from this group that, hey, the first couple of days I was in car rider line, people noticed me, but they were just like, yeah, we're going to pull up. They said, when I put this uniform on, I went like this, and they were like, boop, and I pull up far enough. Right? That was you, wasn't it? So I'll just say that it's a great team. We'll take a deep dive in this tomorrow and really go into all the details, but I'm so honored and just really privileged to be able to be a part of this team and a part of this vision that Dr. Cleveland set out so many months ago. So it's really come together, and I'm proud of it. If you have any questions, I'd love for you to ask some questions of them. Anybody, any questions? No questions?
Why Springdale? Why do you want to do this? That's a general question, any answer?
I've been waiting for this position to open for a while.
Have you?
Yes. So, I think I emailed you or Rusty before the position even was announced. Yeah.
And she's a Springdale. You want to tell them about all the schools you went to?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from here, so.
She went to Southwest, was it?
Yes,
And then what other?
Southwest, let's see. I went to Tyson, name some elementaries.
Sonora Shaw? Walker?
Nope.
Did you go to Severn?
Walker, went to
Okay.
Walker. I can't think, I went to Walker and Young. There's actually some teachers there that I recognize. So when I was there this week, or the first week, I was like, I know you guys. And I brought my yearbook from 2007.
Great.
Yeah.
Any other questions? You can see from this list up here that we're covering all 18 elementaries and pre-K right now, and as we bring on more CSSOs, we'll divide them out and just have them be at one school. So,
That is our ultimate goal.
correct.
Every school has one.
Every school.
One at every post.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Did I hear you say a while ago something about a lunch and learn? Is that something with y'all, or is that something with us, or?
It's tomorrow.
Is it on my that's not on my calendar, that's why I was, okay. I got
Check two.
I just had to check.
11:30.
11:30, I'm not sure if I'll be there, but.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Before they leave,
Yes.
this happened quickly. And so it was really through Damon's leadership, along with others, but Damon primarily. And, he doesn't like credit, doesn't take it very well. In fact, he doesn't take compliments very well. But He deserves one. And look who he's found, and these are great people, and I can vouch for several. And I'm very appreciative of all of you, and I'm thankful that you want to be here to protect our kids. It's sad that you have to, but it's great that we get to. So thank you for being here.
Really grateful.
Very grateful. Yeah.
Don't hesitate to let anybody know if there's something that you need or something you see that we can do differently or better. You're in the schools every day and we're not. We're your eyes and ears. Yeah. There you go.
This one I know. Long history.
Well,
with
I
that.
think we all have skin in the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge responsibility, yeah.
Mr. Teague was also a transportation director.
But could they just go down the line
Yeah.
real quick and tell us, like, background? I'm just curious what you did before.
I was.
You don't have to go back like.
No, 24 years of law enforcement experience, over 22 years of military experience still currently. You're gonna hear this all tomorrow, but.
Yeah.
Okay. 20 some odd years of that, and 12 years, the last 12 years, I've done a dual role as law enforcement and Director of Safety and Security for the Packard Public Schools.
Okay. Okay.
I called it.
I'm an old Springdale boy. I graduated in '74 from Springdale. Started my career at Springdale Fire Department and eventually retired down in Russellville. From the fire department down there. I was a paramedic and firefighter for a little over 30-something years. And so I just kind of grew up here, and I've been back up in this area for about 13 years. Retired a couple times and now back out of retirement.
I worked for a year and a half before this, Butterfield Trail Village Security. And before that, retired from a business that my wife and I ran for 33 years in Lowell, and had some reserve police experience back in Salem Springs.
I have prior military, then I retired from Tyson Foods. So I worked a lot with Kevin. Matter of fact, Nick was in my wife's scout group when the Cub Scouts years ago. But so I also have a vested interest. I have a daughter who's in the school system. Most of you may know Megan Rojo. And then I have my own grandkids in the system. So as being a part of the solution is why I'm here.
My name's Kivit. I come from a Walmart background where I did the security in stores, doing the secret shopper type stuff, chasing after the shoplifters. Decided I had enough of that, decided to get some real security experience, went to Loomis doing the money transport. They had me traveling for like 2-3 months at a time, and then I just had my kid. He's 4 months old, his name's Spencer. And decided I can't travel anymore, and then this position opened up, and I said, this is perfect for me.
Hi, my name is Sue Waxenfelter. I did childcare and preschool for most of 20 years when my kids were growing up. And I've also done security for Landmark, working Raider football games, and I worked the Giants World Series in California. And I've been a bus driver. This is my 3rd year here, and I love it. And I love my boss, Mr. Kevin Conkin. He's been awesome, and I love my new boss. And feel very blessed to be part of this new team.
If you can survive a Raiders game, I think you could make
My name is Ashley Ship, and previously I just had roughly 4 years of experience with security. And then my daughter, she goes to Rollins. She is a 1st grader, and I like security, but I like working with kids, so I kind of put them together, and so this is where I am.
My name is Brent Coggins. I worked for the sheriff's office as a deputy in the jail for a little while. Then from there, I went and started working at the casino, doing security there, and that got crazy at times. I'm actually part-time on a fire department as a lieutenant. Actually, of last night, I got a promotion, and I enjoy what I do, and maybe one day they'll be our replacements. These kids will be, and that's my goal, is to be a role model for them.
I'm David McGee, and I am a military veteran. I was a military police, Whiteman Air Force Base with 150 Minuteman II, intercontinental ballistic missiles. I've taught for the last 22 years at Shiloh Christian, and I was a CSSO there at the school where I was concealed carry for the last several years. So.
I do want to say Mr. Winningham's not here tonight. He's on duty, actually. So he's a Washington County Deputy Sheriff. And Mr. David Lanningham, he's not here. He had to go out of town. And he also has CSSO experience through Shiloh Christian as well. So great group. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Jess.
While we're here to see you for me, too. The next thing I'd like to talk about is just the great work that our counselors, social workers, nurses, and teachers do, just making the Treehouse Pantry a really great place to be, a great place to get resources. And it was recognized by the Arkansas Hunger Alliance, Relief Alliance, and it was recognized for going above and beyond helping Arkansans suffering from food insecurity. And they gave us a really nice award. I have it in my office. You need to go by and look at it. But it's a really nice plaque that's got a fork on it and a really nice little letter with it as well. So we're going to start a little area at the Treehouse where we're going to start putting awards up for the work that our staff do here. So just go team. Our great teams get great results, and I'm going to tell you that's a great team right there that really puts that together. So thank you. I think thank yous beget thank yous, and I'd like to just say a bunch of thank yous just real quick and briefly. We have an amazing community partners here. Tyson Foods, just since the first of school, 600 cases of frozen protein. Walmart, 16 pallets of food and supplies. Northwest Arkansas Food Bank, 600 food boxes since the beginning of the school year. And this is exciting. This just happened yesterday. Community Clinic is sent a patient advocate to the Treehouse Pantry, and they'll be there 2 days a week. So our social workers and counselors can start sending parents to the Treehouse Pantry for wraparound services, our kids, Medicaid, dental services, vision, all of those things, and to help those families fill out those forms. If Andrew Ingram was here right now, she would tell you how important that is as well for students to receive services through special ed as well. So that's really great. Judd Semmingson, CEO of Community Clinic, has been just amazing partner there too. Office Depot, this is an exciting one, $23,778 donation for classroom supplies. We're gonna divide that out with all the teachers at NAP and K8 Connect, and they're gonna get a day. It's on October 29th from 8 to 10. They're gonna wear red, they're gonna have balloons, they're gonna get to go in the store, and they're gonna get to shop for $350 a piece, all of them. Every teacher there, 60-something teachers. It's amazing. TANF, we just received an additional TANF grant this year, and that will be a $20,000 grant, $15,000 for small equipment at the Treehouse Pantry, which is amazing, and then also $5,000 worth of food that we can purchase and send that out to families as well. The Smeeting Foundation Incorporated donated $10,000 to the district, and they want to reimburse teachers for up to $200 a piece, and we sent out a Google form. They are able to submit their receipts and get reimbursed for that. Pack Shack, 23,000 meals just since the beginning of this school year, and that was also with Wolf Speed. And then UAMS just recently donated 60 car seats, and Springdale PD is going to help install those. And then also Fellowship Church gave us another additional 10 car seats and hygiene supplies, which is really wonderful. Harp's Grocery. Sounds like a little thing with grocery bags, but we're always needing grocery bags. And I'm going to tell you, Ms. Creek set us up with grocery bags. That's been wonderful. Appleseed started donating fresh produce, so we're able to give families not only non-perishable items, but then also fruit. So that's been really great. Stone Mill Breads, anybody who knows me knows when I get on the phone with somebody that I know and I know what they do, that I'm like, hey, I did this probably with Debbie too. I'm like, hey, you want to build a partnership? And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, you own Stone Mill Bread and we need bread. He's like, how much bread do you need? And I'm like, how much bread do you want to give us? And he's like, come by every Thursday and get as much bread as you want. So we do that. We go by, we pick it up, and we put it in all our food bags, which has been, our families are getting this Stone Mill bread, this raisin cranberry or whatever it is, and it's like amazing and good. Tyson store, just thousands of hamburgers and hot dogs for school events before school started. Just mega partner right there. Cargill, tons of school supplies, Sam's Club, personal care supplies, local crew, NWA, that's a new partner for us. It's kind of like a skateboard, kind of skating organization, and they donate a bunch of school supplies as well. And Once Upon a Time has turned into a massive partner with us where we're putting books in our food bags. But we're also going to be giving our CSSO books, so when they see kids that are doing great things, like the Guide for Life, great things like respect and integrity and, being nice, just being kind, they can hand out books as well as rewards through that as well. And then Samaritan Feet is always a magnificent partner with us for shoes. Any kid in our district that needs shoes can get it at the Treehouse Pantry. And then I want to invite you, you'll get an invite on your email as well. That's just our 1 year anniversary. Can you believe it's been 1 year? That's crazy, isn't it? So it's been 1 year anniversary. We'll have a drop-in event. You can drop in between the times of 1 and 3. Enjoy your refreshments. We'll have student tours going on where the students are going to be explaining what the next process is. Jeremy's back there somewhere about the freezer unit that we'll have in soon. And then also just a community partner thank you celebrations that we'll have going on at that same time. Any questions that you have about that? Yes, sir.
So just as a sidebar, we're working on that car seat giveaway.
Correct.
But as a general question, the list that you have here, if people just contacted you and said, hey, I'm going to donate protein or school supplies.
Correct.
You pretty much take that all the time, right?
We take everything. Like
Individuals.
last year, somebody called me and said, we have like 3,000 t-shirts that are from previous blood drives. Do you want the t-shirts? And I know that if I take that, I'll find somebody that can use that. So we take everything. Yeah, absolutely. We'll take anything and everything. And actually, we had the bus drivers come over and build food bags. I don't think you were there, but they were building food bags. And I said, hey, do y'all want a t-shirt too? I opened up that bag of t-shirts. Those boxes of t-shirts. It was like Christmas. They were taking t-shirts. It was wonderful. It was a great thing. So I want to point your attention to the door. We just got that installed on that. That would be the east side of the Treehouse Pantry, and it's thanking all of our community partners 24/7. So now when we have drives and the cars come around to the east and they come back up to the west, that's what they're going to see when they leave. They're going to see who makes this place possible. So you can see on there Tyson, Walmart, Samaritan Feet, Harp's Food, Northwest Arkansas Food Bank, all of those logos. A lot of the people I mentioned here tonight are on that door, and we'll keep adding logos to that door as we get more partners. Okay? All right. Any questions? Okay, appreciate you very much.
So who was the person from Russellville in this group? I know you. You did? Dang it, man. I went to David Fairwell. That's right.
Good evening, Board, Dr. Cleveland. The first item that I have for you this evening is the required Act 1120 listing. This is a listing of employees over the last 2 fiscal years that had more than a 5% change in their income. Where I had a specific explanation as to the change, I put it, but for a number of them, I just put additional hours or days worked. That's because, we have folks all the time that will work in the summer to do summer school, or they'll work after school program, things of that nature. So a lot of that is on there as well. So this is a requirement that you guys approve a resolution stating that you have reviewed this list.
I'm impressed with Maxine with her 40,000% increase.
Yes,
Pretty awesome.
It's pretty silly. Yeah.
Board, does anybody have any questions about this? I think it's just an annual thing that we have to approve, right, Kelly?
Yes, that's correct.
Any questions about any of them? There are some pretty impressive percentages there. Well, I would entertain a motion from somebody, anybody.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to comply with Act 1120 of 2013.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Emerson, a second by Mr. Bell to approve Resolution Act 1120 of 2013. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? There you go.
Board, the next item that I have for you this evening are the financials for the month of September. Just as a reminder, the balance in the building fund is a very high balance at the time as the Central, Southwest, and SHS projects really get going. You're going to see those numbers start to come down pretty significantly. Just as a reminder, you know that we borrowed $97 million towards these three projects, and so the vast majority of that money has not been spent, and it's still sitting in our building fund. So just a reminder of that. You can see that our revenue report is slightly behind where it was this time last year. Again, I'm not overly concerned at this point. I think that it's just a matter of a timing issue, and we will eventually catch back up. On the expenditure side, it's about where it was last year. We're slightly ahead, but once again, I'm not overly concerned about it. Pretty typical month for us for September, so, but I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have.
No.
I look at them too.
I do too, but she's way smarter than I am.
Well, Board, I would entertain a motion concerning our financial statements.
I'll move to approve the September financials.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Bell, a second by Mr. Owenby to approve the financials as presented. All those in favor, please say aye. Any opposed?
The next item that I have for you is on the screen. I just pulled our October 1st enrollment history for the last 5 years. You can see as we've talked about before, the high point for our district for K-12 enrollment was in 2019 of 22,164. The next year, we were dealing with COVID, and our numbers fell, and then they have been pretty consistent since that time. I had hoped that our growth this year would be a little higher than it was, than it's currently reflecting, but after we have done all the cleanup in our data, this is where our October 1 number has landed for this year. Just wanted y'all to be aware of that. Once again, we're closely watching that. So do you have any questions on that? All right. I want to get Mr. Donnell back up to talk about our free and reduced meal percentage. He spearheaded the drive for us. He has for the last couple of years. We would not have made it without his leadership. I am emphatic in saying that, so I wanted him to share with you a little bit about it.
I got to tell you a funny story before I start, but I had a principal say this to me, and I hope that Kelly and them hear me say this, and Dr. Davis would probably laugh when I say this. But I had a principal tell me, hey, I really used to like it when you would call me, but now I like get anxiety when you call me for free and reduced lunch. It was probably Paul too, right? So anyway, I tried not to cause anybody anxiety, but I was calling people every day, you know, like, okay, I got to get 60 more from you. Like, I got to have 60 more applications turned in. I want to brag on some people. Principals could not have done it without principals. I'm going to brag on 2 specific principals just real quick. The HAR-BER High School and SHS, killed it and went past their percentage from last year. We would have not done that had it not been for our secondary schools, DTSOI, HAR-BER High School, and SHS going past those percentages, because we just wouldn't have got there if they hadn't have done that. So I'm going to say kudos to them. Assistant principals, school office staff, social workers, counselors, nurses, teachers, communications department, instructional assistants, child nutrition, administration, cafeteria workers, and so on and so on and so forth. Right down to the wire, I want to brag on Joanna Ortiz. I said, hey, look, we're going to be short if we don't pick up some more applications here pretty quick. And she's like, hey, I've got some time. I can do this. And in 2 days, she picked up 30 applications. So just on the phone, had them fill it out with her on the phone. Everybody did their part. I want to recognize some other schools also. George Junior High, Lakeside Junior High, Southwest really just knocked it out of the park. So did Helen Tyson Middle School, Bayari, Elmdale, George, Harp, Hunt, Jones, Rollins, Walker, and Young. Really went past their last year's percentage, and I know you all understand this. Like, if I just get to my last year's percentage, But if I go past my last year's percentage, it helps people who aren't quite getting there because it helps them make up the numbers that they missed, okay? So every school did great. I want to make sure I make that really clear. Every school did a great job, but there were some real rock stars in this group, and I've named those. Open house, school events, paper applications. I mean, you can see that list up there. We were doing everything you can think of, and since we've made our percentage, I mean, we gave out 62 $50 gift cards. Thank you for help set that up with HAR-BERs. 5 grills we gave away. I mean, we were really pulling out all the stops on this. And I've had about 3 districts reach out that didn't make it and ask what we did to make it. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. What did you do to try to make it? And he said, one of them said, I'm gonna say his name, I don't wanna say his name. But he said, we put it on social media and we sent out an email and we gave out applications just like we always do. And I said, that's you're not gonna get there doing that. I mean, like I gave him this list and he was like, yeah, that's a lot. So I would just say our team is amazing and couldn't have done it without the team effort from everybody pulling that same rope, the same direction and moving down the street. This will just give you some perspective, kind of the anxiety moment. In 9-8, we're at 54%, 3,300 students or applications to go. That's a lot, okay? So then the next week, we cut that down to 61. The next week after that, cut it down to 66. Next week after that, we gained all the way up to 69. And I'm just gonna tell you from experience, those last 3 days are the real stressor, okay? Because it could go either way the last 3 days. And now on that last day, we hit 70.43, I think, and then we wound up on Saturday, because Saturday was the first. When they processed all the applications, we wound up at 70.67. And last year, we were 70.27. Okay, we wound up at 70.27. So I just want to say this, and I mean this with my heart. I've seen that commercial where you go, happy, happy, happy. I'm happy, happy, happy to be where we are right now. I know Dr. Cleveland is, the whole team. I know you are as well. And I'm very grateful and I feel blessed that we have hands that work in this district, hearts that care, and minds that think about ways to really get this done. Because there were some great ideas that weren't my ideas. They were other people's ideas that got us across the line. So I want to say that. And now we are serving 15,500 students and families with free and reduced lunch meals. Many of those kids might not eat had we not pushed this effort as well. So I want to say thank you.
Some unsung heroes on food service program.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Process all of that, and they are
Very much so.
outstanding.
Any questions about that? I know it's a lot of information, but just thought I'd give you a recap.
Do y'all use, like, do you use the forms this year to help you know who to go after next year?
That's a great question. Last year, we got to count all those already. So we got to start at like 65% last year. This year, we didn't get to count all those. They're still on grace period. We didn't get to count them. They have to reapply to count them this year. So next year will be the same thing. We'll have to start, from just nothing.
You have that knowledge base of who.
Correct.
Was.
Yes. Yeah, we learned a lot of lessons. I shared this with Dr. Cleveland. We really need a call center that's after hours like we did for COVID. Because what we're finding is we're calling parents and we're spending a lot of labor. I've learned this word a lot. Labor is really important. So we're spending all this labor and making all these calls, and are they home? No, they're at work. So we need the same thing we did at COVID. We had kind of a call center after hours 4 to 8, and that's going to really help us next year, and we talked about that. That's going to be something we're going to implement next year as well.
Try to make it easier on the parents.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you very much.
And then the other thing that always, just as a reminder, children can eat on their last year status for the first 30 days. And so oftentimes parents put off filling out a new form, and the 30 days ends up usually a day or two prior to the October 1 deadline that we're up against. So there's a whole lot of factors going into this that make it very challenging. But as Mr. Donnell said, we're thrilled for all the families and the students that are going to be able to take advantage of this now. So it's worth our time for sure. Mr. White, come on down.
Hey, board, Dr. Cleveland. I'll try to keep my presentation short. Springdale High, so we've got some footings going in. We've actually got some scaffolding going up. They're getting ready to start laying block. And they may have actually started land block. I didn't get by there today. So, you'll start seeing a lot of progress at Springdale High. There's a lot of the scaffolding.
I was at Springdale today at the football field, and the coaches were complaining that a couple of their footballs now have concrete on them from kicking them over there into that area. So
Yeah.
we may have to have a little football fund or replace a couple of their balls.
Yeah, that could happen. That was really everything at Springdale High. It's going good. They're making a lot of progress. Central, these pictures were taken on Friday, so they've actually started putting in a lot of the electric and the plumbing that'll be under slab. And then Bobby said they're planning on pouring all the footings on Thursday and Friday this week for the phase 1. So they'll be making a lot of progress. So over here, we had a little issue with some of the grading, so it took a little longer to get the grade right for them to do the
What is that
footings.
area between the existing gym and those locker rooms that are out there on their own? What is that in between the new gym?
That'll be a new auxiliary gym.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. At Southwest, they've got the actual slab for the weight rooms poured. They've got storm drainage has been completed over there, over to this eastern point. They've got a lot of the footings dug, and they'll be pouring those this week also. They're doing a lot of piers against the old, existing gym, so those will all get poured at the same time. And they have poured, a lot of these they'll pour in sections, so some of it has been done already. And that's really all I had. We are working with the city on the Treehouse Pantry still for the freezer, and then the improvements on the parking lot. So we're not quite ready to start that work yet, but we're getting close.
So a couple observations this week. What a fantastic job on that road between Turnbow and the backside of Don Tyson School of Innovation.
Major difference.
Yep.
Wow.
Major
It,
difference.
yeah, it's
Completely
made,
changed traffic flow.
it's made a huge difference.
So I think it's a good place for some good signage right there for announcing Turnbow and Don Tyson School of Innovation. Really cool looking brick structure. Not that you can take my advice, but I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
We don't listen to board members.
Yeah. We have put new signage on the Hilton Road side and added some to Lakeside also, just to try to get the traffic in the right places, so.
Yeah,
I
there's a
mean,
little makeshift sign there now on
Mhm.
Don Tyson, but.
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, we could put
Take that
something
one.
up there now that,
And I'll tell you another place in and around one of our schools that has quietly changed the landscape is Helen Tyson,
mhm.
filling in that ravine.
Yeah.
That looks,
It's going much better.
that looks awesome. over
So
there.
all of that is from Southwest. So, I was out there today, so
That looks really good.
they've added a lot. We're hoping to add some, areas, flat areas for the kids to play ball, soccer.
It's a good logical place to dump that material, save some money.
And isn't it amazing how you can stay caught up when it quits raining?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, they've made good progress on these buildings.
Yeah, looks good.
Something that Mr. White did, I think it was last week, he presented Hot Springs, wasn't it?
It was.
At the state school plant facilities group, and I got a lot of information back from superintendents and other people across the state telling me how great Jeremy was doing and what a great job he did. So we have a really great support
Those
services.
two places look really good. Appreciate it.
Is it safe to let him go somewhere like that?
Well, he leads Springdale, so I don't think it's a problem. They've offered him jobs before, and so
Yeah.
he says, nah, we're here.
Yep, I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. You guys have any other questions about any of the construction? We are working on George Elementary still. It's not at a standstill. We're getting close with the insurance to finalize that. And really, once that happens, then we can start moving forward on the George project.
It's taking forever. Dadgum insurance companies.
It's taking a while. But we're about there, so. All right, thanks.
Thanks, sir.
All right, SEA.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Valerie Hanna, and I am the Secretary of SEA and also a kindergarten teacher here at Elmdale Elementary. So I kind of feel like Mr. Donnell stole my thunder because I was going to tell you about some of our community service projects, and then he put up that. Awesome. So
That's a pretty tall order.
yeah, so for our little projects, so we've had a couple of schools in the district ask if we had put out kind of a call out to say, you know, we want to do a service project, the teachers want to kind of get together. Is there anybody that's, you know, seeing something, just a little something we could do? And we've gotten a call out from a couple of schools, and we're going to make a decision on which ones to go for. But some of the other things that we are going to be doing is SEA is going to be doing a game setup. 3 of the schools in district are having a trunk or treat, or one of them's having a book or treat, and the other 2 trunk or treats. So Elmdale, Bayari, and Knapp are all doing those, and SEA is going to set up some games for them there, just as an additional thing for the students. And we've also been asked to, again, and I'm sure the district has too, to donate into Shop with a Cop, because that is really important, and there's so many, even my students personally, that have gotten that opportunity. So those are some of the things that we have coming up. So I'm also very happy to be here with you tonight to give a special thank you to the board from SEA and our Springdale staff, because we know how much you guys go above and beyond to support us. Last month, we kind of came in last second there because the meeting was a lot shorter than we thought it was going to be. And so we kind of missed out on that opportunity to thank you for the recruitment and retention incentive that was put forth. And thinking about that, we also thought, you know, it's really important that we also point out that, you know, thank you for the raises that we got from last year to this year. So we are, I know myself personally, and I'm sure all the teachers in the district are really grateful that we're going to have those monies and opportunities to supplement the things in our lives. So thank you for giving your time to us, to our growing community, our staff, and I know Mr. Connors, our CSSO, there's a lot of letters there.
That's right.
CSSO. I was talking to him after school today. It's been really fun to watch him with the kids already. So that's already been a really good positive experience in the schools. And we truly wanted to show you, you know, how important you are, and I brought a little thank you card, and we do appreciate everything you guys do for us. So thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. Board, is there anything else? Dr. Cleveland, anything else?
No, sir.
Well, I think we can officially adjourn. Thanks for being here. See you next month.
Just one more.